All right. Hello, everyone. My name is Christopher Locke. I'm the IBPA Director of Membership and Member Services, and we are doing this webinar series called the Get to Know Your IBPA Member Benefits. We want to give an in-depth look at all of our member benefits, and I am excited today because we're going to be covering PubSite. All right. I am happy to introduce PubSite founders Fawzia Burke and John Burke. Hello.
No, thank you so much. John is off camera, but he's here nevertheless. And my name is Fawzia Burke, and I'm just so happy that all of you are here and interested in PubSite. So thank you all for coming, and I'm glad that we're starting on time because there's a lot to do. So why don't I'm going to share my screen so we can start on the presentation. And let me just make sure it's full screen. So anyway, I believe that, my experience has been in book marketing. That's basically my whole career has been book marketing. And I believe that a good website, and good can mean a lot of different things, but a good website is really, really important for your success, whether you're an author, independently publishing your book, or you're a small publisher. Your website is really the central hub of all of your marketing. So I think it's a really important part. So that's why I really do believe that a website is your path to digital success. So let's get on with some of our benefits. Oops. Interesting. All right. For some reason, I am not able to do a
Yeah,
screen.
sometimes it's annoying. You can like either there's like the little button where you the forward button where like the little arrows. You can try that, or you can try to find it at the top. When you hit the full screen, it just kind of goes out
Does
of
that?
yeah.
Okay.
So you can and you can go out of full screen mode if you want, if that makes it easier to navigate.
Somehow has frozen. So I'm going to stop screen sharing and then start again. Let's try that.
It can be finicky. I get it.
Really? That's interesting. I guess because it's a PDF. Maybe that's why.
Mm-hmm.
There we go. All right, we'll try it not full screen because it's just a few slides. In all honesty, I think it's more important to what I want to say to all of you. All right, so we'll leave it at that. And since it's being finicky, and hopefully that'll work. But anyway, so that's kind of where I wanted to start, is why your website is so important. And then let's hope it, yay. Okay, so today what we're going to do is, I think that lady thinks it's Friday also, doesn't she? She seems very excited. Anyway, so today what we're going to do is talk about the benefits of PubSite, which is a do-it-yourself website platform. And I'll go into that in a minute. I'm going to actually give you a short demo so you can see how PubSite works. I'll give you sort of a tour under the hood, basically, so you can see what it looks like and feels like. And then we can obviously open it up to any website questions you have. So you'll have both of those options for you, the questions and the demo. And then let me just tell you a little bit about PubSite. So PubSite is a do-it-yourself website platform, but it's designed specifically for authors and publishers. So I think that's what makes it very different and very important, because what happens with a lot of website platforms like WordPress or Wix or Squarespace or whatever, they're made for entrepreneurs. So we in book publishing, we're not event planners, we're not photographers, we're not, restaurants. So those website platforms really don't work for us. They were not set up for books. They're not, they're not made for books. It takes a lot of like finessing to make them work for us, and then they can be finicky. So it's really important for us to see why we created PubSite and what a difference it makes when something is specifically created for one function, which is to create websites for books. That's it. We're not trying to get event planners and photographers or anything like that. They literally, the whole site is in service of books. So I hope that you'll see what a difference that makes. And then let me tell you a little bit about John and myself. When John saw this list of all the publishers we've worked with, he said, people are going to think we can't hold down a job. So I hope you don't think that. Anyway, so John and I are basically what we call book people. We've always been in book publishing. John has worked at Crown Publishing, McGraw-Hill, Wiley, at Springer. And then he joined me at FSP Associates, which is our company that we founded together, which is a digital marketing company. And then I worked at Springer, and the Wiley connection is the common link. That's where we met. So we are indeed a husband and wife team. The Burke name is not siblings. So, and then I worked at Henry Holt, and then I started FSP Associates. So that's sort of where we come from. We really have deep knowledge of book publishing. John has always been in sales, and I've always been in marketing. So what we did with PubSite is use all of our book sales and marketing experience and built it into the platform. We've also had our company FSP Associates for 27 years. So we're, not a flash in the pan. We've been around for a long time, and we've worked with some very significant authors in our career. So we've got a really strong reputation. If you ever did a search on FSP Associates or me, you'll see that we've been around. We're not some new company. Although PubSite is a tech startup, I guess not a tech startup anymore. Wow, we're pretty established at this point. But it is a tech company. We are not techies. We are book people. We have wonderful programmers and great people supporting us. But John and I are really about books and authors. That's our passion. Let's see. So I want to go over some of the benefits that I think PubSite offers. You all have a lot to do, right? I mean, we all do, but publishing a book is crazy, right? You're basically trying to take over a building full of people whose job it is to publish books, and you're doing it on your own. It's a lot of work. It's a lot to do. So you're busy, and the last thing you want to do is spend hours and days and weeks and months working on a website. Nobody has time for that. I will show you a website that we literally did within a few hours, and because we're expert at it, but you might take a weekend. So PubSite is also really fast, and I think that's really important. So you're not spending all your time trying to figure out how to build a website, or working with a programmer, or working with a web designer or a webmaster. Do people even say webmaster anymore? I'm not sure. Anyway, you don't need any of that. You can work on PubSite yourself. I promise you, once I show it to you, you'll feel very empowered to do it yourself. So it's fast. You can do it very easily. The second thing I want to tell you is that PubSite is, editable and customizable. So your website can look very much like the way you want it to look. So although there are themes, templates that you start with just to make your life easier, you can customize it in any way you want. You can make a children's book website. You can make a dark and moody website for your mystery books. You can do anything you can in terms of customizing the look of your site, colors, fonts, all of those kinds of things. So there's a lot that you can do with PubSite that's customizable. You're not stuck with one design. And certainly one of the issues that people have, and I'm going to talk about this in a little while, but you can have a website designed with a certain look. And then if you have a new book, you almost have to redesign the whole website. PubSite is not like that. It scales with you. So you can definitely use PubSite to customize your site and make it your own. It doesn't have to look like everybody else's website. So the next thing I would say is that your website should be easy to update and should grow with you. This is what I was talking about a second ago. One of the things that happens with websites that people hire somebody to work on their website, it's perfectly done. And it looks great and it's beautifully designed, and you go back and forth and you work on colors and you work on fonts and all of that kind of stuff. But the moment you have something new, the website kind of goes wonky because it's not set up for, let's say, 12 books. It was set up for 5 books. And thankfully, your business is expanding and you're doing really well. And now you've got a situation where your website is not growing with you. So you want to make sure that the platform you use for your website is very easy to update and it grows with you. So you're not creating a situation where every time something new happens, something good happens, you have to figure out, oh, how do I get that on my website? It should be part of your marketing, part of your editorial plan to make sure that the website is integrated. So again, it's very easy to update and it grows with you. So that's another benefit of PubSite. The other thing that I love about PubSite, and I mentioned that you can customize it. PubSite layout, colors, and designs are not only easy to do, they can be changed with checkboxes. Like, not only do you not need to know how to code, you don't even need to worry about dragging and dropping things and making sure that they fit exactly where you want it to fit and the cover doesn't look like this huge and all of that. Most of our homepage layouts, you can change homepage layout with the checkbox. Literally click one and the whole page changes. So I'm going to show you that. I'm really excited about it. You can certainly change your templates. The themes can be interchangeable. So if you decide that you want to have a different theme because you've had one for a year or 6 months or monthly, don't do that. It'll be a pain in the neck, but you can do it without having to actually design the whole page. You can just switch to another theme. And same thing with colors. We played around with it a little bit at Christmas time, where we created some banners and colors and changed it for holidays. So if you want to change your colors of your website because you have a brand new book coming out and you want the, give the book a little bit more of a oomph and change the colors of the website to match the book jacket, you can. It's really that easy. And I'll show you how easy it is. I mean, I'm sure for some of you who haven't worked on websites or have worked only with WordPress, what I'm saying probably sounds like science fiction, because I know it did to me, but I'm going to show you how it works, and it's really fantastic. And then again, this is something that I've seen a lot, the ongoing cost of website updates. I saw somebody's website where they charged $50, or it might even be more, a month just to keep the website updated, all of the security updates and all of that WordPress has, just to keep all that updated. So it's not updating your website. It's not even touching your website. It's just keeping the platform, working. And also I've heard people who spend thousands of dollars on keeping their website updated, because every time you go back to your designer, they charge whatever they charge on an hourly basis. And so it really adds up. And so if you work on PubSite, really the company assistant can change the website. You can change the website. It's really easy to do, and it'll save you time because you can act on news right away. And of course, it'll save you money because you can change your website anytime you want, and you can update it anytime you want. So you're not only are you going to have the speed of change. So something happens for one of your books, you can go in and change it at that moment, announce a pub date, announce a New York Times book review, whatever wonderful thing happens for you, you can do it that moment. You don't have to send the request to a designer and have them do it in a week. You can do it right then and there. And then it saves you money because you can do it yourself. So I'm going to show you that. And then another thing that's really important is that PubSite is really fast. We have servers that host only our websites. So it's a fast, reliable server. We also give us a security certificate with every website. So our websites are safe and secure, and you don't have to update, and how WordPress, you have to update your security, you have to update a batch, none of that happens. When you log in, you just log into your website. We're taking care of all of that on the back end. So and then we've been around now, I think 7 years, I'm not exactly sure, but 6 years. And I'll show you, the types of people who use PubSite. So it's a very secure, reliable platform. And then we are here to support you. That is really our work and our mission. We're not some black hole of a company that you can't reach. We're not Amazon. You can reach us and ask for help, and we will help you. We have a great help site that has how-to videos and information. We also have email support. So if you write into us, someone will get back to you and help you. We're also investigating how to use ChatGPT in tech support at this point. So we'll include that as well. But for now, we have how-to videos. So you can actually watch the videos, you can read the instructions, you can ask questions. And we want your success. We're book publishing people. We want book publishers to succeed. You mean a lot to us, all of you. So please remember that we are here to support you. And then here are some of the people that are, we have hundreds of people on our platform. Hundreds of authors and publishers are on our platform, including the parent company of Reader's Digest, books, which is called the Trusted Media Publishing Company. They're on our platform. So you can imagine if they trust their brand to our platform, it is, I feel like it's a seal of approval. And then we have Tom Clancy, we have Robin Cook, we have several other best-selling authors, and hundreds of first-time authors and small publishers. So you can feel confident that we're not some fly-by-night company that just started up. We're really established and we have a great platform, and I think that you would really enjoy using it. And then I want to talk about some of these rates and things, which I think that Christopher will send you via email. But it is a great cost-effective tool. So I'm just going to say that. And then if you're going to be at PubU in Coronado, San Diego in May, we will have a table in the exhibit area. So if you have any questions, you want to come and just sort of ask us a ton of questions about using a platform, because PubSite is a great platform, but it's a big decision. And we understand that, nobody wants to build a website every year. So if you're going to use PubSite, you probably have a lot of questions. And I'll just tell you, I have over 25 years of experience in book publishing and marketing, but John has that much experience in website development. So you have a question about your website or how to move it over to PubSite, he's the person to do it. So definitely come and see us over there. I'm going to stop the slides for a minute and see if there are any questions or if John has anything to add, and then I will show you the demo. Hi, everyone. I hope that was helpful.
Hello. So I have a few questions that might be helpful
Yes,
for people,
please.
because there are some people, of course, that already have websites. So I just wanted to ask if you can talk about the ease of, if you already have this whole thing set up, and I have mine on WordPress too, and I'm not an expert and it's a pain, but there's that concept of like taking that and then somehow recreating it. So can you just talk about that concept?
I definitely can, because that's what I did. I was the first PubSite customer, and John sort of left me in a room by myself and said, go build your site. And I thought, he's nuts. Like, how am I going to do this? And I had a website on WordPress, which I really did not enjoy using at all. And I don't know if you know this, Chris, but in PubSite, in WordPress, even if I wanted to change the header or the menu or anything, I literally could hear my web designer's eyes rolling, right? Because it was like, oh, it's such a pain. So I just wanted more control. That was one of my biggest issues. And I have a staff who would do this for me. And I still wanted more control. So basically what I did was I created my website. I took the content I still wanted on my WordPress site and just cut and pasted it in. So that was a pretty easy thing once I picked a theme. And then my biggest issue was that I have blog posts. I've been blogging for years and years on my WordPress site. So that was my biggest concern, is how do I get my blogs? You can't cut and paste one blog at a time. So PubSite actually has a feature where you can import all your blogs and they come in seamlessly. So you basically export your blog on from WordPress and then import it on PubSite, and it comes in completely, seamlessly. So you're basically just getting the content and cutting and pasting it to bring it to your website. If there's a particular design that you absolutely like, that is the tricky part, because you can't really replicate the design exactly, but you can get pretty close. And so I've had, majority of our customers have had other websites before, and they've moved them to PubSite. So it's been pretty easy that way. John, is there anything else you want to add about moving a website?
No, I don't think so. I think you covered it. The key things are being able to import WordPress blogs, and the content. It seems daunting to try to move it, but it's really just cut and paste, and maybe uploading a few book covers, and that pretty much covers it. If you're maybe a publisher and you have many titles, contact us, because there is a way that if you can provide us a spreadsheet with the basic information like ISBN, title, pub date, formats, trim size, whatever. If you have that information in a spreadsheet, we can take it and import it. So if that's an issue with us, just contact us about that.
And what about, like you already have a domain then with this other like website or whatever. So how does that work? Like mine's Christopher-lock.com. It's like, I still get to own that, right? And how does that work? How do you transfer that?
Yeah, you absolutely own your own domain name. And, we really recommend that all authors and publishers, it's one of your biggest assets. So everyone should have access to their username and password for their domain name, which is separate from your website, right? Your domain name is sort of the key to your house. You can move it around and it's with you. So you want to make sure that you have their domain name for sure. Mine was obviously fauziaburke.com for a long time. When I moved it, PubSite actually gives you a fully functioning domain name that is, let's say, fauziaburke.fsb, I'm sorry, pubsitepro.com. So if some people just use that domain name, and that's fine. I didn't want to do that. I wanted to have my own domain name. So it's a very easy, we have instructions on it. We can help you with it too. It's basically just the difference of pointing to a new ISP IP address, and that's it. So it's a pretty easy switch to switch the domain name.
Okay. So we do have some questions that some people are, they're already in the process of building a website with Wix, and they have an author domain registered with GoDaddy.
Yeah.
So they wanted to see, how do your costs for hosting compare to GoDaddy's?
Ooh, John, do you know? So the fee for our website or our platform, without the discount, is $19.99 a month, and that includes hosting. So you're basically paying for the platform as well as the hosting. And at GoDaddy, you're paying just for the hosting, and Wix, you're paying just for the platform. So ours is built in, but I don't know the current rates of those two. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, we provide a security certificate, as Fauzia had mentioned, and that's included. A lot of other platforms charge extra for the security certificate, but you have to have one. There's no getting around that anymore. You have access to our platform, any future updates and enhancements, and unlimited email support. And that you get for the $19.99. You'll get a discount to start for the first year, and then it'll be $19.99 after that. What we would say in your situation is you just leave your domain name at GoDaddy. You can cancel the hosting part of it, but still have your domain name registration. And they, in our opinion, and we have no interest in this, GoDaddy is the best to use. They're the easiest to use and often the cheapest, but your domain name is generally only about $20 a month. And then, so you can keep your domain name there. You don't have to move it. We'll help you point it at the new server, PubSite, and you would be all good to go.
John, I don't think it's $20 a month for your website, for your domain name.
No, it often is. It all depends.
Wait, the domain name?
No, 20, I'm sorry, did I say $20 a month?
Yes.
No, $20 a year.
Yeah.
For your domain name at GoDaddy.
Yes.
And some of the new domain endings like .co or there was something we saw the other day that was like $70 a year, but most domain names are in the range of like $20 a year. So that's pretty much insignificant.
Yeah, and then the member, as Faucia pointed out, member discount for that first year for IBPA is $14.99 instead of $19.99. And you get that 14-day free trial in general. And so there's another question. When you say contact you, what does that mean? People customer service.
I know, just show up at some point. Show up at the house.
It's
Actually,
telepathic.
Telepathic, that's exactly how we do it. Where is our
We have a website, pub-site.com. And if you go to that site, there's in the menu, you'll see contact. If you just fill in that form and send it in, we will get that.
And I just put in that.
We get
chat.
back to you very quickly.
Yeah, and I just put that chat, that contact link in the chat. And then I'm also posting in the help site So you can see that you can get the, it's a full functioning help site with videos and information and things like that. So you can do that as well. And then I'm going to just send you another link in chat, which is pub site, the homepage of our company site, just so you can see some of the websites that.
And when you contact us, it's we are based in the US and it's actual real people.
So far, right? But wait, maybe we'll have robots soon, but right now it's all real people and nice people. So, and they want to help you.
Yeah, and on that note, because some people they're asking about that concept of changing over and how difficult that is, and so they're just want to make sure that they'll have somebody that's helping them and kind of taking care of them. I think you all will be responsive, and then also there's those videos, so check those out.
Yeah, we have the videos. We have a link to a text page help that explains it in great detail. And if necessary, if you can provide us your GoDaddy login, we'll actually go in and do it for you.
So why don't you show us, because there's some other questions, but why don't you show us the demo, because it may answer some of those questions because they want to see your website. So
yeah, I'm so excited about actually showing you the demo and to actually show you the back end so you guys can see how easy it is to use. So I'm going to share my screen. Okay. So this is a website, it's a dummy website because there is no such thing as FSP publishing, but I'm now inspired. Maybe I will do it, who knows? But anyway, so we built this website literally over the weekend, so I could show it to you. And here is, we just grabbed those covers from, from Canva, one of my favorite programs, and we put together the homepage, the layout. This is the mailing list, sign up. So all that we did on our end. I will show you the back end, but I just wanted to show you the website. Here is the sidebar, which has the more sort of our featured title. And then we have the information about FSP publishing. Then we added 4 books. And so the first one actually shows you all of the 4 books. And I want to show you how easy it is to have categories in PubSite. So you can have one that's just fiction. So this one is fiction. And then you can have one that is nonfiction. And then these are nonfiction titles. So you can actually split them up. As John would say, you enter ones and display many. So you can basically enter the book in one area, and then you can display it in many ways. So you can display it on the homepage. You can display it here, you can display it here, but you're not entering it every time you need to do that. Then we have a news page, and this page basically says that, one of our books was in the New York Times, why not? And then another one was on the Today Show, why not? And again, this is a way for you to share your news and events in real time. This is actually the blog, and we changed it to news. So that way you can use it that way. And then we've created an appearance page, which I personally love because I do a lot of speaking. And basically you enter this information in the back end. I will show you how to do it. And it displays it perfectly. And then once the event has passed, it drops down to recent. So you don't ever have to touch it again. You enter it in a form and it just automatically puts it where it needs to put it. And then when it's over, it drops down. I don't know how many times I have seen book tour information in a publisher's or author's website that's from 3 years ago and still says upcoming tour, So we wanted to make sure that was not the case, and it took care of it automatically. And then every website has a built-in contact page, so people can just come in and write to you directly from your website. And I'm not kidding when I tell you that this website probably took, I'm going to say maybe 2 hours, maybe 3 hours tops, because we use Canva for the ready-made jackets, and the copy is all, either made up or we just grab some copies from somewhere. So if you have all of your content together, building the website is not hard. So let me show you the back end. I hope you like the website. I think it looks really great. And if I show you how easy it is to update and create, you'll love it. And also remember how much it is. There is no cost for you upfront at all. You can build your entire website in that 14-day free trial. So it's a free to build website. You're not spending $4,000 to build a website. It's free to build, and then you're only paying $20 a month or less. So anyway, this is how you get to the back end. Usually at the end of your domain name, you can just hit / and then admin, or you can go, when you sign up, this link is sent to you, so you can just bookmark the link, or you can log in from the PubSite website because there's a login button. I just find this easier. /admin gets you into the back end. So here's what the back end looks like. I hope you can all see the back end, right, Christopher? You can see it?
Yes, yeah, I see it. PubSite, sign in to access your PubSite manager. Yep.
Yeah. And then suddenly another glitch on my end, but I am, there we go. Okay, I'm just gonna, there we go. All right, so here we go. We signed into the back end. And this is the name of your publishing company. So you can put in whatever your name. In my website, this says Fawzia Burke. On our company, FSP Associates, it says FSP Associates. For PubSite, it says PubSite. So you can use your name in here. It doesn't have to show up anywhere. But if you don't use a graphic for your logo, then this is what's going to show up on the top of your website. So kind of keep that in mind. It's editable, it's changeable, so you can change it anytime you want. It's not that it's written in stone. And then one of the things that I think John has done that's really great is that he's created this workflow. So if you just follow the tabs and fill in the blanks, you actually get a website. So you don't have to think about, how do I start a page? Where do I do this? How do I do it? It literally is fill in the blanks. And so you can go to, and I'm going to go over some of these later, but let's just go over to the design, which is fun. So here's the design page, and this is the one we created. As you can see, the design that actually, let me show you what it actually looks like. So it actually looks like this one, but you can see how we customized it. So with the header and the font change and things like that, and we have a different homepage layout, but you can use any of these templates. So you just basically say, use this theme, and all of your information is ported over. So you can definitely kind of use different formats, different themes. Each of them has separate color schemes that you can use, but you can also customize the colors. So if you feel like you want to change the colors, you can. Let me see if I can do it here on this one. So this is the current one, and you can have multiple versions of it, and you can just select different ones and see which one you like better. So suppose I want to customize something on my website. All I have to do, and I think this might not show up because it opens up a new screen. But anyway, you can customize it, and you basically have colors that you can change and things like that. So I can answer more about, picking templates and things like that later. But this is basically how you pick a theme, and every single one of them is made for books. So it makes it really easy for you to do that part. And then I want to just show you.
Let me just jump in for a second.
Yeah, please.
On our help site and on pub-site.com, we have videos that essentially cover each one of these tabs in depth. The pages and navigation, the design, titles, authors. So we have videos that walk you through it.
Yeah, absolutely. But one of my favorite things in PubSite is, as I said to you, is being able to change the homepage layout with checkboxes. So these are all of the different formats that you can have your homepage. You can have it in any way you like. Right now, what we have is the carousel is on top, right? You saw the 4 books. Then there was about the author bio or publisher bio, and then any content you want. That's the template that we were using, the homepage layout. But if I decide that, you know what, I have a new book coming out, I want to have a homepage layout that's different. Let me just see. I think I'm going to use this one. So I have a new book coming out, and I want one book, the new book, to be on top. And I will just show you what that looks like. So all I did was switch a checkbox, right? I feel like it's magic. And then I'm going to go up and click here, and you can see the homepage layout is now different. Like with the checkbox, it is magic, right? I mean, it's so cool. I think it's just so fantastic that you can make these kinds of changes with the checkbox. So I hope there's oohs and ahs going on. I can't hear you, but I'm hoping it is. Anyway, I'm going to go back to the carousel on top. And if you go back and refresh, you'll see the carousel is back on top. Like, it's amazing. It's magic. Okay, so that's one of my favorite part about the design, but there's lots of things you can do. You can have the book jacket on one side or another side. You can make some global changes. There's a lot of things that you can do here that are pretty cool. And I can come back to some of them if you have questions. So the next tab, so once we pick a design, we pick a homepage layout that we like. And again, you can change your mind. You can change the mind about the theme. You can change the mind about the homepage layout. So nothing is in stone. You can have fun with it. The next one tab is, of course, the authors tab. And this is also about the publisher, or if you want to have all your authors, if you're a publisher, you want to have your authors in there, you can. And so basically what you do is you add an author and you come here and then you go in, and again, it's basically fill in the blanks, and it is your workflow. So you go here and you basically put in the name of your author or your publishing company, you put in the logo or the author photo. And again, it's, you know, easy to do. You just kind of upload it. You all have done that. Then we call this the short bio. And the short bio is basically what's on the homepage. So it's not long, but it's basically what comes up on the homepage. And then there is a full long bio, which goes on the interior page. So I feel like this is sort of where you tell your story, right? Where you're from, what you're doing, why you're doing what you're doing. This one, the one on the homepage, could be more sort of a third person, a little bit more formal. So you have the option to do one that is more formal and maybe third person, and then another one that's first person and more engaging and thrilling, and, you know, talks about where you grew up and all that kind of stuff. Then the social links. This is really easy. You can have as many social media links as you like. And again, because we are focused on book publishing, you have links to BookPub, you have links to Goodreads, you have links to the Amazon follow page. So you can create any of these. And if you feel like we've missed one and you think that we should have another one, we did just add TikTok a few months ago. We can definitely do that as well. And if you are a publisher and you want your authors to be on your website, then this link is to the author's website. So it's available to you if you wanted to have authors in there too. And I can show you a site that actually does a good job of using it. And then audio and video, you can add audio and video. I haven't done that yet, but basically you get the embed code from YouTube or Vimeo, and then add the embed code here and update author, and your video will show up on your publisher page, the interior page. So it's super easy to do. And then this is one of my favorite features, one of the ones I had requested. So this page, basically, all you have to do when you're entering a book tour information or a blog tour or an online tour, whatever, wherever there's a date feature, all you have to do is say add appearance, and you fill in the blanks, right? Like it asks you the question. So this is only for bookstore. When I have virtual events, I just basically say virtual event here. And then you can put notes in it. You do add appearance. It automatically comes added, and it automatically shows up where it's supposed to in the descending order. So the most recent one will be on top, and then once it passes, it drops down to recently appeared. So we went through this let me just show you on the website how it looks. So this is the long bio, right? On the home page is the short bio right here. And then here are the links to the social media links. They're here. They're also at the top of this page. They're also on the interior pages here. So you don't have to enter them each time. They automatically get pulled in where they're supposed to get pulled in. So you're just entering all this information once in the back end, and the design and the program is actually pulling it where it needs to go. Same thing with the book jacket. You just entered this one time. It has shown up here. It has shown up in all the books here. It has shown up in the nonfiction list. Oh, no, that was our fiction. Sorry, made up stuff. Sorry. Anyway, it was on fiction. And then it's also obviously on the home page right here. So it just, you enter it once and you can see it many, many times. So let's go back to the back end. That was the author stuff. You can also go back to the author tab. This is also where you enter the blog. So you can actually edit blog. And this is where we used our blog for the news function. And you can enter it. And it's pretty much the same way as we showed before, which is you press this. Oh, and here's the import WordPress blog, WordPress posts. So if you didn't have a WordPress blog that you want to import, you can import that right here. And then here's the pencil. And you basically go in, you can either publish it now, you can make sure that it stays on top. You can post the date of your blog post and of course what the title is. And then again, this is the short bio, the short introduction of the article. And then here's the full entry of it. And as you can see, if you can use WordPress or Word, you can use PubSite. You have all of the same functionality, you have all of the same editing features, you can add links, you can add photos, you can add any of those in here, you can make things bold, you can add, all of those kinds of things. For the really ambitious ones out there, you can actually see the page in HTML if you want to use that. I do not ever want to see HTML. So I love this. I can make it myself and I can add, bulleted lists or anything like that. So it's really fun. And then one of the things that's built into PubSite is our search engine optimization, which is not filled in here, but you can add the description and keywords right in the search engine optimization. So it's happening right now. You don't need extra help. You don't need to ask someone's support. You don't need to pay a monthly fee. You can actually use your SEO optimization yourself and make that happen for every blog post. So that's basically the author piece. And again, it's a very robust site. There's a lot of things it does, but you can also just keep it to what you need and work on it that way. And again, you can have blog categories, you can have author categories. I won't get into too much detail on that front. Let's talk about the titles, how you enter the titles. And the titles are pretty much the same way. You add a new product, and then this is a workflow. You fill in the blanks. That's basically what you're doing. This is one that's an empty one. I'm going to go back to one that's filled in. Let's look at this one that's filled in. And you can see that we put in the title in here. We have the categories. You can absolutely add ISBN. You don't have to, but if you want to, you can. Book details. So this is basically the bisect codes that you all are familiar with. You can add as much or as little of it as you want. Of course, we always recommend that you enter a subtitle at least. You can also then, the description is the same way. There's the short description that you see in that display page with all the books. And then if you click on it, you can get a long description. And in the long description, you can add a lot more information. You can have photos, you can have you can show your interior layouts, anything like that. And again, add links, add photos, make it bold. All of that is very easy for you to do. Images is the book jacket, but you can also add other images. So if you have a graphic book or you're doing a cookbook, you can actually add those as well. You can add more of the graphics and images from the book for sure. And it's just uploading it. And then again, SEO is built in. We didn't do it for this one, but you put in what the page title should be, what the keywords should be, and what the description should be. It's for every book. So you don't need to worry about how people will find you. The SEO is built in and it's in your control. It's not in control with somebody else who's like, oh, you can't do SEO yourself. You literally can right here. I'm not going to go into additional settings just because that's e-commerce and beyond this the theme of today. But this is one of my favorite things too. You can have tons of purchase links. If your book is available in any English speaking world, I think you can get a link here. So there is obviously the big daddies of book publishing, but then you also have Books A Million, you have iBooks, iTunes, indie bookstores, Bookshop, Indigo, which is and Kobo, both in Canada. Some of the top independent bookstores in here, Audible, Porchlight, which does bulk sales, Target, Walmart. And then if you wanted to sell yourself, you can actually just have a publisher link, or you can just have a buy link. So you can actually have as many links as you want on your site. So that's pretty easy and really convenient. And same thing with audio and video. If you have a trailer and you want to add that to your inside page, you can actually put the embed code in here and the video shows up exactly on your page without any extra effort on your part, which is awesome. So that's basically how you enter a title. And again, there are different things in here, which I won't get into, but you can create product categories and you can have different things. You can feature the products differently. Okay, this part I do want to show you. It's so cool. Okay, so our carousel, this is the layout of the carousel. So I'm just going to show it to you. The first one is I'll Never Forget You, right? This is the layout of the homepage. Well, suppose you want to keep the carousel, you don't want to change the homepage layout, but you want to showcase, let's say, Make Your Imagination as your #1 title on this side. All you have to do is literally drag and drop it. And now, and I have to save now. And then when you go in here, you can see the jacket has changed. I mean, come on, that's pretty amazing. That's so cool. I know it's our program, but I still get such a kick out of it. So you can actually change your homepage books in whatever order you want, and they'll change on the homepage on the fly in real time. Amazing. So amazing.
Fazia, let me just throw in one.
So the
one
next
quick
thing I want to show you is pages and navigation. And pages and navigation. Actually, before I get to pages and navigation, I'm going to stop sharing and just ask if you have any questions, and then I'll get to pages and navigation.
Well, we do. We got some questions.
Good. I like questions, and I also really like the fact that I hope there were oohs and ahs. Come on, Chris. I didn't hear them, but they've got to be.
Well, I put it in the chat, but you're not watching the chat, but that's okay.
I am not watching the chat, but I hope there was some.
So the headings, such as news and all that stuff, you can change the wording on all of those, right?
All of them. Yeah, you have full control over that.
And some other people were wondering that page with the social media links, like Twitter and all that. Like if you just leave it blank, it's just nothing's going to show up on your page.
Exactly. Yeah, you use as much as you want. So if you don't have a Twitter account, you don't put in anything in that field and the button won't show up.
Okay.
Only the buttons that have a link in them show up. So you have full control over it.
And then the social links, someone was saying, for like things like the Book Baby, the purchase one. So they have a Book Baby account. I'm assuming was that last one that said buy? Is that where you would put that, or where would you
put it there? Exactly.
Well,
so it's basically
can I jump in here?
A link to add. Basically you can use buy, or you can say buy. The publisher link. You can do that too. And I think, John, were we planning to put a Book Baby one?
Well, the thing with Book Baby is that it's not in the social links because it's really a publish. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, but I'm going to be right back. So you keep talking.
It's a publisher where you sell books. So in that case, we would say it should go in on the title page, the main book page, where you would link it. And yes, we don't have Book Baby yet. We might add that at some point, but there's one generic button that says publisher, and that would be the one we would recommend you use. A lot of people use that for their publisher. Obviously, it's not possible for us to include every publisher, but Book Baby's fairly significant. So we may look into adding that, but in the meantime, use publisher. And yeah, the reason it's not in the social links is because it's, it's a publisher / bookseller, whereas social links are the social media.
Mhm. And then some people are just wondering, they're trying to compare it to other sites like Wix and Squarespace, things like that. So what are like PubSite compared to those? Like, what are the main differences why someone would go with PubSite versus some of the other ones?
Yeah, so one of the things that I mean, again, honestly speaking, they are billion-dollar companies. It's a great program. I'm never going to say Wix and Squarespace are not fantastic platforms. They are absolutely fantastic platforms. So if you love it and you like it, I think you can just stay there. That's totally fine. However, I think PubSite is different because it is made for books and authors. So a lot of times the features that we add, and I'll show you a few more, are specific to books and authors. So, John and I know book marketing and sales, and we've taken what we know and built it into the platform. So a lot of the things that you have to come up with, like I still see articles on like what should be on your website. Well, you can see in PubSite, we've made that decision for you. All you have to do is fill in the blanks, and what should be on your website is on your website. So some of those things are built into a website on PubSite that I don't think that other platforms do. The other thing is the themes. Our themes are very specific for books. For example, a lot of the themes and the designs from other platforms have like huge graphics, and that's great, for if you have a restaurant and you want to show off your food, or you're an event planner and you want to show off your tablescape. But most of us don't have giant graphics. And we don't want our book jacket to be this big, or landscape this way, or something like that. So I think that makes a big difference. We just don't have the kind of design that really helps us sell our books in those templates. And then those, I think, can be pretty, they're very heavy in programming, so they can be slow. And I don't know if you've ever accessed some of those websites. They really hang on mobile, and they just don't download very quickly. And PubSite is not like that. So, it's a pretty lean program, so it's fast. So those, I think, some of the things. But I mean, if people like Wix, I'm like, great. I'm glad you like it. I just want to make sure that there is an option for people like me who, want the easier option, who don't want to drag and drop and learn programming and, make us, what is that square peg round hole thing. So
Yeah. Well, you just mentioned mobile, so I'm assuming that on all phones, iPads, all that stuff,
automatically.
Yeah, just okay. That's good.
Yeah, but I do want to get to the pages and navigation, and I just saw the
Okay.
time, so let me get back to sharing my screen, so I can show you guys one last thing. Okay, so pages and navigation is basically a couple of different things. One, if you need to create new pages, you come here. But also, one of my favorite things is that you can also just manage your menu from here. So this is your actual menu, and you can use it by dragging and dropping things back and forth. So decide, you had a tour, it's over, you don't need the appearance page anymore. You can literally just drag it to the side, and now it's no longer on your menu. So I'm going to save changes. Go back to our site. You can see the appearance pages here. If I refresh, it's gone. So it just gives you a lot of flexibility in terms of what comes into your menu and what goes out of your menu at any time. So it's that easy to kind of control it. And if you want, as I said, a lot of these pages are kind of built in. So you just kind of drag them over and fill in the blanks, and then you have them. So that's sort of how that works. Another thing I wanted to show is how you can change the names. So for example, this is how it's defaulted about the author. But if I wanted to change that, all I have to do is go to page details. So I'm here. I hope you can see that. And then I'm going to change it to about the and make the title page publisher. And again, I can add keywords and descriptions, so it can be the SEO optimized. Update the page, save the changes, and then when I go back to my And now it says about the publisher. So you can change you have a lot of flexibility in terms of what your site can do by just what your menu is. You can, and then to make something, for example, if you wanted to put the news under as a subhead of about the publisher, all you have to do is drag it and drop it. And now when you come here, oops, I didn't save. John is always telling me to save changes. And then when you come here and refresh, now the news button is gone and the news button is here. So you can really have so much fun and have so much control over, oh, probably shouldn't be under, well, I don't know, I could put it there too. But anyway, you just put it wherever you want, save changes, and it changes it. The other thing I want to say is that there is a sidebar in the website, and you can control what people see in the sidebar. So right now it is featured author, which is our logo, the follow buttons, which, as I said, are the social media follow buttons, featured product, and then share the site, right? If I decide that I want to have featured product on top, all I have to do is move it up, maybe move this down. And then maybe I can add, I don't know if the blog categories are set up, so you'll have to pardon me and see if this works, but I'm not positive. It is a dummy site, so I'm not positive how much we got done. And then, so this is what it looks like right now, right? And then if I hit refresh, did I not save pages? Maybe I didn't save changes. Featured product. Okay. Not sure. I'm sure I'm doing something wrong. But anyway, you can definitely change the, oh, there is no featured product, probably. I don't know. Anyway, you can move the side menu really easily. And then if you decide you actually don't even want a side menu, because sometimes the new designs are a little bit more cleaner without the sidebar, all you have to do is say, hide sidebar, save changes, go back to the site, you click on it, the sidebar is gone. I think the sidebar is like the minivan of websites. It's very functional, but not as cool looking. So people might want to change it that way. So now you don't have the sidebar and you have a cleaner looking page. So that's really kind of cool that you can do that. And again, you can change your mind and say, you know what, I did actually like the sidebar. And so I'm going to go back and do that. Save settings, come back here, and the sidebar is back. So it's really up to, oh, and now it's fixed. So I guess I was just being a little impatient. It took a minute. But here's the feature title now, and then here's the follow me buttons, and then I moved the logo underneath it. So that's how it worked, but you can change it anytime you want. And then there is e-commerce that's built into PubSite. I won't get into it because that's a whole other thing. But I definitely want to get to your question. So I'm going to end the demo now. I hope that it was helpful and answer your questions. But that was the behind the scenes look at PubSite, and we're very proud of it. We think it's a phenomenal program for publishers and authors. And again, I'm a PR firm. I use it for my PR company, and I couldn't imagine using any other platform.
Fazia?
Yeah, I mean, I personally have a WordPress, and it's a huge pain, and I have to hire someone to change it. So, yeah, it's very helpful. I like all the different templates and all that, and the ease of navigation. We do have some other questions. Someone was wondering about the if there's some type of integration with MailChimp, email integration, stuff like that.
Yeah, so we have. And John can explain this better, but basically we allow for a third-party script that you can put in from any platform. So it's not just MailChimp. You can actually have MailerLite or ConvertKit, whatever platform you use. All you need to do is do the embed code, which is provided to you by the which is what happens in every platform. And you can enter those in custom scripts, and you can have the integration with MailChimp for sure. I have it. All our websites have it. And then some of our clients use MailerLite, and they have that. So you can use any of those.
And they're wondering, I believe this is in regards to the SEO section. Do the keywords show up to the public, or is that just something in the background?
Yeah, it's always in the background. So it's basically for Google and other search engines to look for. So they're looking for that information and matchmaking.
They're called meta tags.
Meta tags, yeah.
And so going back to that concept of like you already have your own website and then you're moving over to PubSite. So what about things like SEO on like Google and all that? Like, is it seamless? Like, because, you know, we spent a lot of time with our previous websites trying to get Google and all these places to notice our website. Is it just the same site, or now suddenly we're starting from zero again and then we have to get all those things to recognize our site?
So, and John might know this better, it's a little more technical question, but I don't think so. I think that a lot of the SEO work, some of it is your domain authority, meaning how long your website has been out there. So the domain you stick with, right? You keep your domain for sure.
Yeah.
And then some of the keywords and things like that. John, does that kind of go away, or do they just transfer over?
No, they'll, the search engines are constantly re-indexing sites. So yeah, if you have you bring over your existing domain name, so that's the biggest thing, because that's in Google and that'll stay there. If you changed pages, it will re-index them and find them. But you probably didn't notice, but when Fawzia showed how to add a book, you can actually determine what the page link is going to be, like, johnburke.com/my-new-book. You can make it match the one from the old site in not in all cases, but in many cases. So that might help a little. But in general, I would say Google knows your site. It's at your domain name. They will go in and re-index it. It might take a week or so, but they will do that.
Also, the other thing is, one of the things people don't understand is that Google will not send you traffic to your site if you are not updating it on a regular basis. So it doesn't matter what you do in the back end. If the front is not changing, like you're not adding a blog post, you're not changing an event, you're not touching your website, you're not getting indexed. Like that, nothing you can do on the back end will make up for the fact that your website is dormant. So that's one of the reasons PubSite is so important, is that you can make little changes, big changes, whatever, and then your website is always fresh. You can just change your menu and now something new has happened to your website. But if you never change the front end, honestly, no matter what you do in the back end, it's not going to help you.
Okay. Any more free tips you want to give away so people can get all this free information? Yeah.
Come to PubU.
Yeah. Oh well. Yeah.
Come to PubU. Talk to us on our booth table, whatever, and we'll be happy to help you in any way we can. But really, John and I've created PubSite. It's not a template created on top of WordPress, which some people have done, or anything like that. It's built from the ground up for one purpose, and that's for marketing and selling books.
Yeah, and that's something I really love about it, is that it's so tailored to what we are all doing. I mean, a lot of times with our member benefits at IBPA, we always say, okay, but how much does this specifically relate to publishing versus like just some kind of general discount on sneakers or something? It's like, okay, that'd be nice to get discounts on sneakers, but it's even better to get something that's specifically for publishers. So yeah, this was great. Thank you so much. And it's a really interesting and helpful tool. I hope people, again, I was stressing that that concept of moving from another site, because I do think a lot of people already have sites, but
Yes.
just wanted to show how easy it is to switch over. So really, thank you so much for providing this discount and for our members. And we'll have this video recording available on the site, so people that are watching it not live, you're watching that recording.
Yes.
And thanks again to Fawzia and John for everything.
Thank you so much, Christopher. Thank you for having us, and thank you all of you who stuck around and listened to our excitement over our our platform. We love it, and we really hope that you get to use it.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank
Take care,
you.
everyone. Bye.